Hello guys, Guy12345678990 here, and today I want to do a proper tutorial on logic gates. So, yeah, we'll be going over all 16 of them, and to begin today, I will be going over why there are 16 of them. So we must understand what a logic gate is intended to do first. It's an operator which performs a function on 2 bits and outputs 1. So generally we refer to those 2 bits as A and B. And A and B, each of them can take one of 2 states at any time, 0 meaning off and 1 meaning on. And since we have 2 bits, which can take 2 unique states each, we have 4 total possible states for our input. So we have 0, 0, A0, B0, A1, B0, A0, B1, and A1, B1. So that gives us 4 outputs. So for each of those outputs, our logic gate can designate a specific signal. So if, for example, I wanted to make an AND gate, my logic gate would only output 1 when both inputs are on. So here's the truth table for an AND gate. Notice black means off and cyan means on. So it's off for the condition that both inputs are off for the condition that only A is on, off for the condition that only B is on, and true for the condition that A and B are both on. So let's quickly go through each of these and build them and see how they all look. And I will put this world up for download if you want to take a look at it later. So I will be using red to designate A and blue to designate B in our logic gates. Let me just grab a lever, and there we go. So let's first build the false gate, probably one of the easiest gates to build, and it uses a function called zeroing, meaning we do not let our inputs through. So let's build this over here so we can have plenty of space. Whoops. That's going to be our B input, A input, and we'll put levers on both of these. Okay. So in order to zero something, we simply do not let it through. So there we go. This is a false gate. And I'll just put a little label right here. Notice our output, I will make this even more clear, our output is only true never. So there we go, that's a false gate. Now let's move to the next one. This is a NOR gate, and a NOR gate is only true when both A and B are off. So let's go over here and let's build that. Actually, one second, I'm going to rebuild this in a different orientation. So the NOR gate. Now this involves something called ORing. So basically we bring our inputs together in an OR gate. Now an OR is a fundamental operation basically, in Minecraft at least, and it basically means that if one input is on, then the whole thing is on. If both are on, then the whole thing is on. I'm pretty sure you all know what an OR gate is, but we'll get to that eventually actually. So, and we invert our output. So there we go, this is an OR gate. It's only true when both inputs are off. There we go. Okay, now A not B gate. This gate is only true when A is on and B is not. So let's build this. and see how that looks. Now, this uses something where we invert one of our inputs and another, and that's very important. That's a very important concept when you build something like an ALU. So this is going to be A naught. So let's try this out. It's true when A is powered, but not when B is powered. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. This is called a not B gate. It's only true when B is not on. So it has two conditions when it's on. So let's do this. This involves some more zeroing. So here we go. Blah 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 blah. That's blue. So it's a not B gate. So you see, we zero A and we invert B. So notice it's true for both of them being off and A being on, but then it's false for B being on and A being off and both A and B being on. So you can see that working. Now let's move on to the next one. This is a B not A gate, and it's basically the inverted version of this one over here. The A not B gate. This is B not A. Simply reverse the design like this. Yeah. Okay. So notice if we power A, or whoops, if we power B, it's true, but if we power A, it's not. And every other combination besides just A being on is false. Okay, now let's build the not A gate, and it's simply the reverse design of the not B gate. Very simple again. We zero B this time. Oh, hello. Okay. I'm not going to bother you. And hopefully you're not going to bother me. This is not A. Okay. So notice, it's only true when A is not powered. Okay. Move, please. I'm going to need this space later. Thank you. Okay. So that was not A gate. Now XOR. XOR is a slight bit more complicated in Minecraft, at least, because it requires a bit more logic to do. Basically, in order to build this gate, notice it's only true when A or B are on exclusively. It won't be on for both them being off and both them being on. So basically what we do is we first build an AND gate, and then using each of its inputs inverted, we allow the AND gate to disable it when both inputs are on, because notice the AND gate will be true when both inputs are on. Otherwise it will have no effect. So when the AND gate is true, it powers both of these, preventing, well, when we invert these outputs, it prevents them from derping. Hold on, let me just move this back a bit so this stays in line with everything else we've built. because I like to keep my things symmetrical. So let's just put that there, and this here. Doop 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 doop. How will I do this to prevent super OCD? I guess we can put that up here. Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to do that. Now there are many ways to build this gate. For example, you can have an A not B gate and a B not A gate sharing inputs, and then you OR their outputs, and that will create an XOR gate, and it's faster than this one. And that's due to the fact that an A not B gate and a B not A gate are each 2 ticks, while this one relies on an AND gate, which is then inverted on the output. So you know, it's 1 tick, 2 tick, 3 tick. So this is 3 ticks, and you want to optimize your components. So this will not do if you're really going for speed, but it's sort of in line with the designs I'm using right now for symmetricality. That's not a word. But anyway, so this is XOR. Now you'll notice next to that we have the NAND gate, and this is simply both inputs inverted. Both inputs inverted, and then we OR those inverted inputs together, and that's our output. Simple as that. So let's call this NAND. Alright, so then our next, I should probably show you that working. NAND, it's only true when both inputs are not on. Alright, now let's look at the AND gate, and well, it's the same thing, but with an inverted output. Holy poop, I am failing. Let's do that. Whoops. Okay. Oh. So there's A and B, and we'll call this AND. And there you go. Get it? That was sort of a pun. It was really bad. So, next one, we're going to build, I should probably show you this working. Okay, and it's only true when both inputs are on. So, next, we have the xnor gate, which is simply an XOR gate inverted. So we're just going to build what we had before and invert its output. Also, you can make an XNOR gate by ORing together an AND gate and a NOR gate, which share the same inputs. But in this case, we're simply going to invert an XNOR for the sake of being symmetrical and satisfying my OCD. So there you go, and invert, and there you go. So we're going to call this xnor, and let's power A, power B, D power A, D power B. I'm not sure if I should do the XOR working. Let me do that just to be sure. Okay, good. You get the idea. I know you do. Okay. Next gate. That is going to be the A gate. And, wait, did I say A gate? Yes, it's only true when A is on. So we're going to use some zeroing again. And this gate is, again, very simple. So it's only true when A is on, meaning we simply 0B. and it's just that easy. So, only true when A is on, and it sort of ignores B. Okay, now the B implies A, and what is meant by that is if B is powered, then it implies that the signal of A is getting through. So basically you just invert B and OR it with uninverted A. And it's just that simple. So here we go. Oops. Oh, by the way, if I haven't mentioned, it's generally a good thing to capitalize all your logic gate names, just to clarify that they are not referring to something else, because if you're talking to somebody, especially over the chat in Minecraft, if you say, well, A and B, are you referring to both of them, or are you saying the function A and B? So even speaking, it gets kind of ridiculous. Okay, so A implies B. Notice if I, wait, B implies A, sorry. If I power B, then the signal of A can get through. And there you go. That was B implies A, right? Yeah, okay. Then B gate, only true when B is on. And that's just as simple as the A gate, just inverted. Okay. And there we go. Right, I did call that the A gate, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, and notice only true when B is on. Alright, and we're coming up near the end now. A implies B. Now, A implies B, as you may have guessed by now, is simply the B implies A gate, but reversed. Or mirrored, I guess you could say. This is A implies B. So, there we go. Okay, and penultimately, yes, fancy word on the SAT if you're going to take that, the OR gate, it's only true if both inputs are not off. So I guess that was a way of saying it's always true as long as one of your inputs is on. What am I doing? Okay, and this is a very important function. And when I do a tutorial on ALUs later, I'll go over why it's super important. If you'll notice, every one of these logic gates uses OR in it to some extent, besides the ones using zeroing, but they could also use OR if I felt like it. But anyway, I'll explain that later completely. But this is OR gate. Now, there we go. So it's true if any of your inputs are on, and you're probably already acquainted with that gate. Now the true gate, and that is going to complete our mirroring here. You'll notice that the gates on the, well, you'll notice that across this line of symmetry, the gates on the left are inverted versions of the gates on the right. So notice the true gate and the false gate are on opposite ends. The NOR gate and the OR gate are here and here. The A implies B gate and the A not B gate are mirrors of each other, and they're both third from the end. the B gate and the not B gate are mirrored from each other, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. So let's finish this off with the truth gate. Again, we're going to use zeroing. And there we go. Oops. Alright, and that about sums up every single logic gate. So, if you guys have any questions, well, actually, first let me explain the difference between a symmetrical logic gate and an asymmetrical logic gate. And this is just something that can be sort of useful to understand, but you probably already know it. Symmetrical logic gates are those which do not have any kind of difference between the two inputs. Basically, you're performing the same function on both inputs regardless. So I'll just put a little lime wool next to the symmetrical gates just to clarify that they are symmetrical. The false gate is a symmetrical gate. Notice we're performing the same zeroing on both inputs and our output. The NOR gate is a symmetrical gate. This is not symmetrical. Yeah, it's not symmetrical. None of these are symmetrical here. This is a symmetrical gate, and the fact that it is symmetrical is a very important property that you'll learn about when I explain ALUs later. The NAND gate and the AND gate and the XNOR gate are all symmetrical gates. Again, more asymmetry, 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 then two more symmetrical gates. And if you notice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 symmetrical gates. So that means that we have half of our gates being symmetrical. And, well, this whole thing is really very symmetrical. Yeah. So that is about it. If you guys have any questions about how these gates work, how I sort of figured out this pattern here, if you couldn't already determine it, anything like that, just ask in the comments and I'll make another video about it if you really want it. And World will be up for download soon enough, and yeah, happy redstoning. See you guys. Oh, by the way, Redstone Development Foundation, the IP, if you want to join, have a chat with us, maybe get a lesson from us or two, just hop on the server, ask us for a lesson. We'll certainly be glad to give you one if you want. The IP is mc.redstonedev.net. Alright, see you guys.